Good morning, everyone. This is Sun Kim's weekly global briefing on 5th October. Last 2 months I stopped the briefings then because there's some kind of a car accident and an impaired driver hit my back last maybe 2 months ago. It was 3rd August. The last video on the night that the last video I recorded, then impaired driver, I mean the drunken driver, he hit my back and my car is totally crushed and I was in hospital more than 2 months, and now I am back. So I'd like to tell you one thing, okay? Never drive your car impaired condition, especially drunken, okay? Let me start that from the indices. Now the Dow Jones, Nasdaq, and S&P 500, they all fell down because of the Trump. He was hospitalized in the Walter Reed, and now maybe he'll be back and this Monday. Monday. He said that he's coming. So I'd like to tell you maybe later with the newspaper. And now the one thing you have to see is that now it is a bear market. Now it's a bear market. The stock market is totally bear. And now last week it made some kind of support for the whole week, but this week I think it fell again. Maybe the Nasdaq can rebound a little bit, but maybe they'll make another bear trend. That is true. Now they moves too much and has a bubble in each index. And next is the VIX October. VIX index in October. It shows that it raises 1.4%, more than 4.56%, and now that also is caused by the Trump's hospitalization. But this week it'll be stabilized, maybe 30 or the under 30, maybe 29. Now we'll see the commodities. The gold, it made some kind of support in the $1,904 per ounce. And the problem is that maybe they can crash again because the dollar index is going on. It is a bull market, and maybe the dollar index may be up to $96, and then the gold can collapse up to maybe $1,850. And now maybe in $1,880, then we have a chance to buy it. So we have some kind of position, the long position, and we have to avoid the silver because the last week the silver made a really big bear. It dropped more than $2, and then maybe many people made some kind of loss cut at that time, and now it shows some kind of little rebound, but no, unfortunately it'll go down more than $23, I think. And next is the platinum. Platinum is the next year, the January, and it shows the $887.20 per ounce. And maybe somebody said there is some kind of long time to buy, but I will say that maybe we have to check them below 870 or the below 865, and then maybe we'll find some kind of position to long position. And the palladium this December, it shows them kind of moving. It just made a box pattern. But I don't recommend the palladium battery because it's too high and it's more than almost up to the $70,000 per 1 unit. So I don't recommend this. And then finally, the copper is in $2.98, and it raised more than 4%. And it also made this big drop last week, but maybe it'll go up to the $3.05 this week, hopefully. But I think it has a very little gap to make a profit for the long position. I'd rather make some kind of the short position on the copper, and it'll be better to make some kind of more profits than the long position. And then the commodities and the oil, all three oils, the WTI, Brent, and Dubai oil, they made a really big short, and then also they made a big bear too, more than 4%, and then especially Dubai oil, it made a more than 6% drops. And now the now the WTI and Brent, you see that they made the same kind of same shape, but there's a difference. WTI may rebound, but Brent can drop down more than maybe drop down up to the $38.50 per barrel, I think. And then we have to check whether the ECB made some kind of stimulus or not. If not, then the Brent oil will drop down to the $37 too. And the Dubai oil, it has a really big problem because India and China, they have a really big conflicts in their borderlines, and also their economy is not recovered totally. So there are too much oil in their tanks, and it takes too long time to consume all the crude in their tanks. So maybe next year the GCC countries will make some kind of regional conflict, and also there will be another risk the oil price. And the problem is that the supply is too high, so it won't influence the market price that much. And now it's the weekly news, and I brought 3 news from Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal, and Financial Times. And then number one, the Bloomberg says the president to get more remdesivir doses on Sunday, and it is some kind of update, and there's some kind of progressive news. And today it says that maybe on this Monday, President Trump will be back to the White House. And one funny thing is that he just went out with the beast, with his car. I mean his limo in the White House, and he wore the mask and shake the hands to the other crowds. And oh well, I don't know whether it's good or not. Is a good idea or not. But anyway, he did it. Anyway, he is some kind of he really is a best show host in the United States. You know what? Anyway, he did some kind of apprentice and the WWF wrestling WrestleMania. Yeah, he did it more than 20 years ago. Yeah, he did it, and then also now he is a headliner, and now he really crashed all the issues from the Biden now. Oh well. Anyway, whether he become another 4-year period the president or not, it doesn't matter. Okay, we have to see the result after 3rd November. But anyway, now in my opinion, Trump is the headliner now. Yeah. And next one, okay, GM for need electric car batteries, but take different paths to get them. This is about some kind of EV, the electric vehicles issues. The Tesla says that they'll supply the very low price batteries that they have with the very high quality. And the problem is that everybody said, oh no, you are not so innovative. And then now the other manufacturer like GM, Ford, and Volkswagen, and they started to find the other ways to compete with the Tesla. Especially the Ford and Volkswagen, they started to make some kind of collaboration with the SK Innovation in South Korea, and then the battery will be supplied from the Georgia plant in the United States. And the next is the GM. They will make some kind of collaboration with the LG Chemical in South Korea also, and then they will supply the batteries. But the problem is that in this article, the article said that the raw material like the lithium, cobalt, and nickel, they have a kind of supply problems now. And especially lithium is really almost depleted, and then they are now reuse it. So they are recycling their lithium, and now the demand of the lithium and the batteries goes up skyscraping, and the supply could not follow that. Then they cannot make the EV, although they wanted to sell it more, but they have no batteries. Then the market will shrink in short time. and also it will sustain a little bit longer time, maybe 2 or 3 years or the longer, because it's really hard to find the substitute materials of the lithium. And many people say that nickel can substitute the materials, but it is not. I think it's not. No, the technology is still not following that. So you have to check it again, and you have to check the EV issues. If you have some kind of dreams about the electrical vehicles, then you have to rethink about it, and you have to follow the other sectors, especially the petrochemical areas. They have a really big issues about the hydrogen market. Although the nickel had a really big fraud to the market, but still there is a really big possibility of reusable energy, or the regenerating energies. They're really a big issue. Hydrogen is a real one. Yeah, that is the real one. Okay. And the next one, the last one, is the Ants Hughes Lending Business powers $30 billion IPO. Yeah, they in Maijinfu in Chinese, and the Ants Financial, they made some kind of really big IPO by some kind of lending credit business to their account holders. I mean, their customers. The problem is that their customers really refuse to have their lending. Okay, they don't need the money. They don't need any. They don't need any credit. Okay, but the company, the Maijinfu, the Ant company, they push the customers to make the kind of credits. So they are resisting about it. So it is a really good news that the Ants Financial, they will make the IPO to the New York stock market or the London stock market anyway. But you have to check that issues too, because they will make another big problem like Lucky Coffees, you know. Okay, you know, the Chinese companies made too much problems in their accounting systems. So the Maijinpu, they can make another big issues like that, especially in credits and the debts issues and the liabilities. Now, okay, and so in this case, I really recommend you that do not touch the Maijinfu until they have some kind of problems. Next is the market forecast, and I will tell you what. The US stock market turned to bear, and last 2 months that I was absent. The stock market goes up and up and up, and finally they busted. Okay, they busted and they made a bearish market from last month. And the market may collapse to 27K line in Dow Jones and the under 10K line in Nasdaq within end of this year. I think, yeah, within end of this year, maybe they break their point, because it was already made lots of bubble. And I'd like to tell everybody that it is a bubble. And now everybody, the mom and pop and the Robinhood, they are fighting each other in their markets, in stock markets, and that they're fucking. I'm sorry about that. Okay, and the banks and the hedge funds, they already get out of there, and then they're just watching while they're fighting. Okay, so you cannot see that. You cannot see that all right. Okay, and the next is gold. The gold may collapse at $1,900 line, and it will rise moderately on 2021. And as I told you, that maybe we can find any chance to buy, the long position under $1,880 per ounce on gold, and maybe it can drop down to up to the $850 or $60. So we have to check the period a little bit more to find the exact point to buy. Number 3, the WTI, the oil is fixed on $30 per barrel, and there are a few chances to turn bull until there is a rebound of unemployment. Okay, so now the issue is the unemployment of the United States. It dropped down from 10%, more than 10% to 7%, but still is high. Then the greatest time the Trump made it up to 2.4% unemployment, and it's a totally perfect perfect employment, and they need many people to work. They need to hire more people at that time. But the problem is that COVID-19 made all situations messed up, and now they are going to follow that and then turn around it. They try to turn around it, and then maybe it'll be the next week that Trump is totally recovered, and then he will say that okay, now the COVID is not so hard. I have suffered that, but I have overcome the COVID-19. So everybody go back to their work and then start the economy again. If that happens, then the rebound will come very soon. And weekly focus. And this week we have to check who will be the winner of U.S. presidential. That is another issue. Okay. Now the Trump he'll be back on Monday, and he'll make some kind of virtual debate on the second and the third. But the Democrats said that now that we need to time to whether he is good, the Trump totally recovered or not. So maybe until next week we have to be worried about that. And who will be the winner of that? It doesn't matter. But the problem is that anyway, whether the Trump or Biden become the U.S. president, the U.S.-China dispute will go up, and it will be much harsher and harsher. The number two issues. Yeah, the future of forecast. I will tell you what. Now the China has a really big problem in the food industries. Their pigs, their pork is totally exhausted. And now the substitute meat is not imported from other countries like Germany or Canada or whatever. Okay, and also the U.S. pork, they don't import it. And the problem is that now the U.S. will make another harsh moves to the China, and then next year they will shake the global market. So we are looking for some kind of short issues, maybe the chance of big short again. And finally, what time the employment and inflation recovered. That is the issue of when the COVID-19 will be overcome. How we can find some kind of healing medicine or the vaccines of the COVID-19. If it's not working, then we have to check maybe next year. Yeah, maybe next year the vaccine and some kind of cures like remdesivir or the dexamethasone or whatever. Okay. Now it is really a time of chaos and a time of rest, but we have to find the chance whether we can make the money or not. So this is the end of this weekly briefing, and I hope that everybody keep your money and save your money and hold your time and check the market carefully, and God bless you. Thank you.